To celebrate the 200th anniversary of the United States of America, the U.S. Mint released special commemorative coins in 1975 and 1976, including the Bicentennial Quarter dollar. These coins feature a drummer boy design on the reverse, created by Jack L. Ahr, and the dual date 1776 to 1976 on the obverse under George Washington's bust. Right arrow. These quarters were struck in two main types. Clad composition for circulation, a copper-nickel blend. 40% silver versions, sold as collector sets, proof and uncirculated. The Mint produced these quarters at Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, but here's the secret: not all bicentennial quarters are equal. Some rare errors and special strikes are worth a small fortune. Let's break it down. White heavy checkmark Philadelphia, no mint mark. White heavy checkmark Denver, D mint mark, look for 1976 D quarters with errors. White heavy checkmark San Francisco, S mint mark, some were made of 40% silver and came in proof or uncirculated sets. The ones you really want to look for. San Francisco silver proofs with major striking errors. Some of these have sold for over $100,000 at auction. Exploding head. Now here's where things get wild. The value of your bicentennial quarter jumps dramatically if it has error features or rare conditions. Let's go over some of the most valuable and eye-popping bicentennial quarter errors ever found. 1. Double die obverse, DDO. A 1976 quarter with strong doubling on the date or the word Liberty can fetch $3,000 to $7,500 plus, depending on grade. 2. Off-center strike. If the coin is visibly off-center, 10% or more, especially on a silver planchet, it could be worth $5,000 to $15,000 plus. 3. Wrong planchet error. Some quarters were mistakenly struck on nickels, dimes, or foreign coin blanks. One such bicentennial quarter struck on a penny planchet sold for over $25,000 at auction. Even a perfectly struck bicentennial quarter with sharp detail and full drum lines, graded MS 67 or MS 68 by PCGS or NGC, can bring $10,000 to $20,000 plus. 5. 40% silver error, from mint sets. If you find a silver bicentennial quarter in circulation, by weight or tone, that's jackpot territory. One rare silver quarter sold for $105,000 at heritage auctions in top condition with a mint error. That's more than some luxury cars. Let's look at real-world numbers. Trophy A 1976 S silver bicentennial quarter graded PR 70 deep cameo sold for $19,200 in 2019. Collision A 1976 D quarter with an off-metal error sold for $35,250. Fire 1 extremely rare off-center, double-struck 40% silver error went for an unbelievable $105,000 at auction. These are not hypothetical values. These are confirmed sales from top auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers. Books, Section 5, How to Spot a Valuable One, 7 to 8:30. Here's how you can check if your bicentennial quarter is worth thousands. Check the mint mark, look for S, silver, or D, error-prone. Weigh the coin, silver quarters weigh 5.75 g, versus clad at 5.67 g. The Kennedy half-dollar was introduced in 1964 as a tribute to President John F. Kennedy, following his assassination in 1963. Americans were eager to honor their fallen leader, and the U.S. Mint worked quickly to replace the Franklin half-dollar with a new design featuring Kennedy's profile. In 1964, the coin was made with 90% silver. From 1965 to 1970, the Mint reduced the silver content to 40% due to rising silver prices. By 1971, the government had officially ended the use of silver in circulating coins. That year marked the beginning of the copper-nickel-clad Kennedy half-dollar. But despite this official change, something incredibly rare happened at the Denver Mint. While all 1971 D. Kennedy half dollars were supposed to be struck on copper-nickel-clad planchets, a small number, and we're talking possibly fewer than a dozen, were mistakenly struck on leftover 40% silver planchets from 1970. This is called a planchet transition error, and it's one of the most valuable types of mint errors you can find. Imagine this: a machine at the Denver Mint in 1971 accidentally used an outdated silver blank from the previous year. The press stamped it, and that coin somehow slipped past quality control and was released into circulation. It looked like a regular half dollar, but it was not. So why is this such a big deal? Because it wasn't supposed to exist. It violates the mint's official metal policy. It only happened at one mint, Denver. Only a few examples have ever been found. That kind of rarity drives collectors crazy. These coins are not just mistakes, they are historical artifacts, frozen moments of a major shift in U.S. coinage. And because so few exist, the value has soared beyond anyone's imagination. Now here's the part everyone's been waiting for: the money. One certified example of a 1971 D. Kennedy half dollar struck on a 40% silver planchet was sold at auction by Heritage Auctions for $13,200 in 2016. A higher-grade specimen sold for an astonishing $15,600 in 2019. Experts believe that a perfect, high-grade, or uncirculated example could fetch $30,000. $50,000. Even over $100,000 depending on the rarity and demand at auction. That's not just a rare coin, that's a life-changing coin. And don't forget, this is a coin that looks almost identical to the one you might have in your coin jar or inherited from a relative. The only difference? The metal content, the weight, and the sound. Here's how to check if your 1971 D. Kennedy half dollar is one of the rare silver errors. Weigh it. A normal copper-nickel Kennedy half dollar weighs 11.34 grams. A silver-clad planchet weighs about 11.50 to 11.70 grams. That small difference could mean tens of thousands of dollars. Check the edge. Most clad coins show a copper-colored edge. Silver coins will show a solid silver edge. Drop test. Silver coins make a high-pitched ringing sound. Clad coins sound dull. Use a magnet. Silver is not magnetic. If it sticks, it's not the real deal. Submit for grading. If you're unsure, send it to PCGS or NGC. A certified coin will fetch far higher prices at auction. Warning: don't clean your coin. A cleaned coin could lose half or more of its value. Warning: don't try to fake the weight or edge, experts can spot counterfeits instantly. Warning: don't sell it without getting it certified. That piece of paper from a grading company is your ticket to maximum profit. The Susan B. Anthony dollar was first introduced in 1979 by the United States Mint. It was the first small-sized dollar coin issued since the peace dollar in the 1930s and marked a major change in American coinage. The coin honored Susan B. Anthony, a pioneering women's rights activist who played a crucial role in the women's suffrage movement. The design features Susan B. Anthony's portrait on the obverse and an eagle landing on the moon on the reverse, symbolizing progress and freedom. It was minted at 3 facilities: Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. The 1979 S. Susan B. Anthony dollar was mostly produced for proof sets, making it a special coin for collectors. However, while the coin was historically significant, the public did not warmly embrace it. The coin was often confused with quarters because of its similar size and color, which led to a lack of popularity and low circulation. Among the 1979 S. Susan B. Anthony dollars, a small number of error coins surfaced that have become incredibly valuable. The most famous and rare are the double die errors and the struck-on-wrong planchet errors. Double die errors: these errors happen during the coin striking process, where the design is doubled in appearance, causing letters, numbers, or images to appear twice. These errors are especially rare on the 1979 US dollars. Struck on wrong planchet errors. Some 1979 U.S. coins were mistakenly struck on planchets meant for other coins, such as quarters or clad pennies, making these error coins extremely unusual and rare. Because these errors are so scarce, they attract intense interest from collectors and investors alike. So, just how valuable is the rare 1979 U.S. Susan B. Anthony dollar? A typical circulated 1979 U.S. Susan B. Anthony dollar might be worth around $2 to $10. But the rare error coins, especially the double die or wrong planchet errors, can fetch from hundreds of dollars to tens of thousands of dollars. In some extraordinary cases, certified proof coins with unique errors have been sold at auction for as high as $100,000 or more. For example, a 1979 U.S. double die proof coin in pristine condition can be incredibly valuable to the right buyer. The key here is condition and certification by grading services like PCGS or NGC, which greatly impact the coin's market value. Here's how you can check your 1979 U.S. Susan B. Anthony dollars for these rare error types. Look for doubling on the letters and numbers, especially on the word Liberty, the date, or the mint mark S. Check the edges and metal composition. If the coin feels lighter or heavier than usual, it could be a struck on wrong planchet error. Look for unusual details like extra rim lines, doubled eagles, or any deformation. Use a magnifying glass or loupe to examine the finer details closely. Get the coin graded by a trusted service to confirm authenticity and condition. Collectors prize the 1979 U.S. Susan B. Anthony dollar not just because of its value, but for its historical significance, honoring a key figure in American history. Unique minting errors that are rare and fascinating. Scarcity, particularly in proof or high-grade condition. Potential to increase in value over time, making it a smart investment. Many coin enthusiasts consider this coin a must-have because of its blend of history, rarity, and mystery. Right now, the market for rare 1979 U.S. Susan B. Anthony dollars is booming. Auctions and private sales have pushed prices up dramatically in recent years. If you're lucky enough to own one of these error coins, you might be sitting on a goldmine. But beware, with high value comes high risk for counterfeit or altered coins. Always seek expert advice before buying or selling.